What's good, beautiful people? It's your girl Tay. I'm here yet again with another update video. So happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, March the 16th, and I thought I'd come on here and do, I guess, a Q&A part 2. I also wanted to go over some information that was released from the IRS, I believe, on Friday, as it pertains to the $10,200 that is not taxable when it comes to unemployment benefits that were claimed last year in 2020. So definitely make sure you guys smash that like button, comment down below, subscribe, plus push your post notification bell button so that way anytime I upload a video, you will be notified. And as you guys can already see, I've got my baby here, you know what I'm saying? Today was just one of those days. I could literally not walk around without him stretching his arms out to me. So I thought I would just bring him along for today's visit. All right. So first things first, you guys, I just wanted to go over what the IRS actually said when it came to the unemployment benefits. So the IRS is discouraging people from going in and filing their amended tax returns for 2020. There are so many people, obviously, because they're behind, that has actually filed their 2020 tax returns and are now wondering how they're going to get that money back, considering the fact that I believe most people pretty much claimed or received more than $10,200 for single and possibly more than $20,400 for married couples, okay? But the IRS says, wait, do not file an amended tax return. The reality is that we already know that they're behind, you guys. We've been talking about this for days, for weeks. They are going to be behind probably all the way up until the end of 2021. So now to pile on a whole bunch of amended returns is only going to prolong the returns that have already been sent in even longer, okay? It's a possibility that you guys wouldn't even see that extra money until next year, if then, okay? I would suggest that you follow the IRS's instructions on that note, but I would also suggest that you contact your tax preparer to see if it's going to make a difference. I know every little bit counts, especially now, but I mean, if it's something that you don't really need right now, I would wait to see if the IRS is going to issue any additional guidance for those who have already filed their taxes. Now, the hope is that maybe they can come up with some type of online program or something, some form that can be submitted electronically for those who filed their returns electronically, so that way they don't have to go back in and reprocess everything all over again. 9 times out of 10, that's probably not going to happen, but we'll just have to wait and see, okay? Now, if you have not yet filed your 2020 taxes, it says, for those who haven't filed yet, the IRS will provide a worksheet for paper filers and work with some software industry to update current tax software so that taxpayers can determine how to report their unemployment income on their 2020 tax return. Now, this is straight from the IRS, okay? So if you haven't filed, you should be in the clear. Hopefully, by the time you do go in to file, you will have, or your tax preparer will have updated software so that they can add whatever it is that they need to add, or just plug in the information and it would just automatically update and you guys would reap the benefits of that, okay? That's pretty much all I can tell you on that front. I know a lot of you have been asking a lot of questions about what's going on with your tax return, probably have called in. So I wanted to go over how to speak to a person again. I'm sorry, you guys, you know I got allergies. So this is how you can get to a representative. This is what has worked for me every day that I have called. It never fails, okay? This is how I get through to speak to a representative. Now, I'm not sure if anything has changed since the last time that I called. I will be calling in today, not necessarily because I need to. My situation has changed since the last time I spoke to you guys, but I didn't want to leave you hanging. I actually did get a direct deposit date. However, the funds have not been released. As far as I know, with a lot of major banks, there's supposed to be some release of the funds tomorrow, March 17th, for a lot of people. Now, when it comes to stimulus, I have checked the Get My Payment tool and it says that I am eligible. However, it doesn't give me a payment date. So I'm wondering if that's because I'm already getting ready to get my refund. And then maybe after that goes out, then I will get a date for my stimulus. But I'll definitely keep you guys updated on that as well. So let me know down in the comment section if you guys have a similar situation. Now, Again, I'm going to answer these questions. I am not a CPA, a tax preparer, a financial advisor. So any information that I give you guys is based off of my own personal experience, and any questions that I may have already asked tax preparers and representatives that work for the Internal Revenue Services. Okay. So what are the other options on getting information about your tax return status other than the Where's My Refund tool? So if the Where's My Refund tool is still giving you that message that says your refund is still being processed, a date will be provided when available, then the only other thing for you to do is to continue to call the IRS or to set up an account online to be able to look at your transcripts. Now, in order for you to look at your transcripts online, you must have either the last 4 digits of a credit card that you own or the complete, as far as I know, the complete account number of either your mortgage account or a car loan account. But you have to have that information available in order for you to start an online account to be able to look up your transcripts. Another thing to note is if you enter in the wrong information several times, you will be locked out and then unable to get online and look at your transcripts, okay? The only other way to get your transcripts would be to call in. Now, you do not need to speak to a representative to order your transcripts over the phone. You just need to call in, have the information available, let them know well, it's going to be automated. It will ask you which tax year you're requesting the transcripts from, and then you request them that way. The only thing about that is it's going to take between 5 to 7 days for you to receive them. And if your tax return is still being processed online, then 9 times out of 10, when you get your tax transcript, it's not going to show you any information. I'm telling you that from experience because I went ahead and went online before my transcripts updated last week. I went in and I called, even though I have my online information, but I just wanted to see if something different would come out. I went in and I called and I requested the transcripts for tax year 2020. And when I received them, there was no information. It was saying that I don't have a return that has been filed yet. Okay, so just be aware that there's a possibility that if it's still in processing online, you're not going to get any information from the transcripts that you receive. It's going to be a blank paper that says your information, and then underneath it is going to say no return has been filed yet. Okay. Will there be a 4th stimulus check? Nobody knows that. I don't know that. I would say I don't think so. I think the only stimulus money that we can expect to receive would probably be if you have kids, dependents, the money that you can start to receive monthly as of July for in advance on the credits that they're going to give you in 2022. But other than that, I don't think that they're going to come together and vote unless the pandemic turns around and things get worse, maybe. But as of right now, I'm going to say no. What if account on my 2019 return is closed and I haven't filed taxes for 2020 yet? Will I get a chance to update my account? So as of right now, the information that was actually on the IRS website, if you have a bank account on your information from 2019 and that account is closed, and 9 times out of 10, if they try to send the money there, it will be rejected. It will be sent back to the IRS, and then they will mail you out a check or an economic impact payment debit card. Okay, one or the other. But there is no way to update your information. I was looking that up last night, and the only way to update your information is to file your 2020 tax return, and then they will go based off of the information from that. What if I claim dependents in 2020? No other years. What if I don't receive my full stimulus, including all the dependents? Okay, so if you didn't claim any dependents in any of the other years, if you filed your 2020 and you claimed dependents for them, I'm not sure if you're asking about your stimulus or if you're asking about your taxes, but if you filed using your dependents for 2020 and that information is already on file and they have it available, then 9 times out of 10, you will receive stimulus payments for you and the dependents that you claim. Now, if you don't receive the full stimulus, including all of the dependents, then you can call the IRS and see what their next steps would be. But 9 times out of 10 for that, it's going to be to wait until next year when you have to file your taxes again and then claim the missing stimulus on next year's tax return. Okay. If you had a baby in 2020, would you still get the $1,400? Yes, if you put that information on your 2020 taxes. Now, obviously, if you filed taxes in 2019, you hadn't had this baby yet. So that information is not on file. The only way that they're going to know that you have a new baby is if you file your 2020 taxes, okay? Says transcripts not applicable. Get my payment says stimulus to be deposited March 17th, but I receive it March 12th. Could it be my refund? No. And a good way to basically see is to break down the funds that you receive. It's $1,400 per person, including dependents. I don't know how many people you have on your tax return. I don't know how many dependents, but I would take whatever amount that you received and divide that by 1,400, and it should match up with how many people was on your tax return. Okay, so for example, if you claimed yourself and 3 children, or if it's 4 people in your household that was on your tax return, maybe you and a husband, or you and your wife and 2 kids, that would give you $5,600 in stimulus payments. If you were to divide $5,600 by $1,400, you should see the number 4, which means you have 4 people on your tax return, and that will let you know that that is from your stimulus, not your refund. Okay. For some people, they were lucky enough to have received their stimulus payments early. Some people had to wait until the exact day. I saw some news clips about that. There were major banks that were holding the funds until the actual date of deposit. I know for myself, generally, I have the type of bank that will let go of some funds early. But for some reason this year, even with the refund, I don't even see a pending deposit. So some people were lucky enough to have that. Some people were not. But 9 times out of 10, it was for your refund. Okay. I mean, for your stimulus payment, not your refund. What happens if stimulus is sent to the wrong bank account? Again, if your stimulus money is sent to the wrong bank account, it depends on what's going on with that bank account. If that bank account is closed, then it means that this attempt to deposit will be rejected, and it will be sent back to the IRS, and they will send you out a paper check or a economic impact payment debit card. However, if this account is still open, then it's going to get deposited into that account, and then you're going to have to go through tracking down that money. If you're not the owner of that account, I don't see how that could happen, but just on the slim chance, because it's been a year already. 2021 is starting out like 2020 ended and began. So you would have to track down, basically contact the bank, the financial institution, and see what can be done about retrieving those funds. Okay. Is there a limit to how many dependents for stimulus? As far as I know, there is no limit. I know there's a limit when it comes to filing your taxes. If you want to get the earned income tax credit, there's a limit of 3 in terms of getting the earned income tax credit. But for the stimulus, I haven't seen any information that suggests that there's a limit of how many dependents you can claim. So if you got 10 kids, then, I mean, God bless your heart and all your parts. That means you just got a major payday. But other than that, you guys, that's all. If you guys have any other questions that I can help you with, I will try to answer them as soon as possible. I didn't want to talk about my usual topics in this video because I know that this is the major concern for you guys. Still a major concern for me. I have direct deposit dates, but I still have no funds. So I will continue to update you guys as information unfolds when it comes to the IRS and what's going on with tax returns and stimulus payments. I will also try to get in contact with an IRS representative today just to see if my method works. But just to break it down for you guys one more time. So I call the 1-800-829-0922 number. I click that I have it. It will ask you if you've received a letter or a notice in the mail. I hit the option for that. And then it will take you to another whatever cycle where it starts asking you other questions about different topics. Okay, you want to basically sit tight. I think there's one that says if none of these topics work for you, then hit 3. Then you hit 3. Then after that, it's going to prompt you to put your social security number in. You put your social security number in. Then it's going to take you to another set of prompts with a different voice where a woman comes on and she reads off 7 different topics. After she reads off those 7 different topics, then she repeats again. If none of these topics apply to you, then to just sit on hold. Then it's going to go to another prompt where they're going to talk to you some more and tell you what's going on with this and that and the third. And then it's going to say, if you agree with the amount of money that is owed to the IRS in the form, press 1. If not, stay on hold. Then you stay on hold. Now, the trick with this is I do not, right now, it's 11:31. I do not call at this time because I'm not going to get through. There's a lot of people who are calling in, who are anxious, who are frustrated and angry, trying to get through. I wait to call in before they close. IRS is open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Now, I'm on Pacific Standard Time, so I call between 5:30 and 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I would suggest that you guys call around that same time on whatever, time link that you're on, Eastern, whatever. Call later on in the day because there's less people in the queue, okay? Call between 5. If you can't call at 6:30, that's 30 minutes before they close, you will still end up having to wait on hold probably 15 to 20 minutes, but you should get right through. Usually when I call at that time, it hasn't failed me yet. I get right through, okay? But on that note, you guys, I'm going to say, remember to live, love, definitely elevate. I'm praying for you guys, praying for myself. Hopefully everything works out really, really soon. And I will see you in the next video.